My dear friends, welcome to Sur Sangam Reflections from Jaipur. We are naturally in the Lenten season, the second week of it. And today we are discussing about Transfiguration, an episode which we have heard many times. It tells us about a little episode that takes place in the life of Jesus, a very important one. Jesus takes his favorite disciples, Peter, John, and James, and climbs a mountain. There, during the prayer, something extraordinary takes place. Suddenly, they find his entire body is shining. His clothes are shining. His face looks totally different, exactly as it happened to Moses when he came down from the mountain after taking the 10 Commandments. And therefore, they realize what they are seeing is something they had never seen before. Along with this episode, we also find two important persons they see there. They are Moses and Elijah. Moses represents the law of the Lord and Elijah the prophets. And we hear the words which were uttered at Jordan when he received baptism. He is my beloved son, listen to him. In other words, he is confirmed as the Son of God. And then that whole episode turns out to be such that Peter wants to be there forever. But then that doesn't happen. Everything disappears. They come down after that. What does that all this mean? It means Jesus now has reached a stage whereby he can truly say he is now Jesus the Christ. He is the beloved Son of God. And therefore, the disciples who followed him, they were not following just a prophet, just a preacher, just a miracle worker, but someone who was an extraordinary person. That they realized. And this was a prelude to the resurrection. For the resurrection was the greatest miracle in the life of Jesus. And this was a miracle to show that it is just about to come. And they realized this after the resurrection, what had happened at Mount Tabor, namely the Transfiguration. My dear friends, during this Lenten season, I need to discuss with you how we are going to be transformed. Someone said that if we don't shine out, then we are going to rust out. In other words, metamorphosis takes place every day of our life. Every day we are different. Somebody will tell you, I'm not the same yesterday. I'm not the same tomorrow. Because in my body, everything changes. And these changes are important. And they should be also, in a way, changes which takes place in my heart too. So that I become really, truly what I am supposed to be. Namely, the Son of God or the daughter of God. Why? Because God has made me in his own image, in his own love. And therefore, as I come closer to God and as I meditate, then a certain transformation takes place within me. And we see this in some great people taking place. And same thing should happen to us, and very especially during this Lenten season. मेरे प्यारे भाइयों और बहनों, हम जानते हैं संसार में ऐसी चीजें हैं जिसको देखकर हमें लगता है कि यहाँ पर कुछ अद्वितीय हो रहा है. जैसे आप एक मोती को देखते हो. मोती क्या है? एक पत्थर का टुकड़ा है जो सीपी में पड़ जाता है और उसमें कुछ ना कुछ परिवर्तन आ जाता है जिससे वो एक शाइनिंग पर्ल बन जाता है, एक सुंदर मोती बन जाता है. उसी प्रकार हम संगमरमर देखते हैं, यानी हम कहते हैं वो है मार्बल. वो ऐसा क्यों है? क्योंकि वो जमीन के नीचे उसमें एक परिवर्तन आ जाता है. इसको कहते हैं मेटामॉर्फोसिस. इसी प्रकार से हमारे जीवन में भी ऐसा होना चाहिए. ऐसा होने के लिए हमें ईश्वर की मदद मिलती है. ईश्वर की कृपा से जैसे ही हम भर जाते हैं, उसके लिए अपने आप को हम अपना दिल खोल देते हैं, अपना अंतरात्मा खोल देते हैं, तो हम में धीरे धीरे परिवर्तन आ जाता है. उससे हम पहचान पाते हैं कि हम क्या है और क्या नहीं है. यह जरूरी है. इसीलिए हम प्रार्थना करते हैं प्रभु के समान. इसीलिए हम पश्चाताप करते हैं अपने पापों के लिए. इसीलिए हम भोजन में कमी करते हैं, दूसरों को चीजें बांटते हैं, ये सब कार्य करते हैं ताकि हमें यह परिवर्तन हो. जब हमें परिवर्तन आ जाता है तो हमारे संबंध भी बदल जाते हैं. हम दूसरों को उसी संबंधों के अनुसार उनसे हमारा जो रिश्ते हैं वो बदलते हैं. यानी हम घृणा नहीं करते बल्कि प्यार करते हैं. ये हमें पता लगता है कि हम क्या है क्या नहीं है। हमारे फैमिलीज, हमारे परिवार बदल जाते हैं और हर प्रकार से ये बदलाव हमें दिखाई देता है। और इसीलिए आज हम प्रभु को देखने के बाद हमें मालूम है ये प्रयास करने के लिए हमें थोड़ा अपने आप को खो देना पड़ता है। यानी जो चीजें हम चाहते हैं उनको कभी कभी हमें दूर रखना पड़ता है ताकि हमें ये शाइन, ये परिवर्तन, ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आ जाए। आइए हम और आप इसके बारे में थोड़ा मनन चिंतन करें। ट्रांसफिगरेशन is a very special episode, what we call a trans-historical. It is something deeper that is explained to the symbols that are given to us in this episode. But every symbol that is given to us is important, for it points out to the greatness of Jesus to which they were following. He asked him as, who do you I am? And this is the reply they were getting. I am more than what you thought, and more than you two are going to be if you follow me. That is exactly what Jesus is saying. So let us keep smiling during this Lenten season and do what we can so that we also shine out and not rust out. Thank you and God bless you.
Then Jesus took John and James and Peter with him and went up a hill to pray. And while he was praying, the aspect of his face changed its appearance, and his clothes became dazzling white. Suddenly 2 men were talking with him. They were Moses and Elijah, who appeared in heavenly glory.
You will fulfill God's purpose.
You will die in Jerusalem.
James, John.
As they were leaving, Peter said to Jesus,
Master, how good it is that we are here. We will make 3 tents. One for you.
As Peter spoke,
One
a
for
cloud
Moses,
came and overshadowed them,
and one for Elijah.
and the disciples were afraid. And a voice came from the cloud saying, "This is my son, the chosen one. Listen to him."